2005. Gaming was in a golden era during the early 2000s, and one game developer was dropping non-stop bangers. Valve. It's safe to say Valve will go down as one of the best game development studios of all time. They are responsible for some of the most memorable games ever created: Team Fortress, Counter-Strike, Half-Life, Portal, and even Left 4 Dead. And the games that the Source Engine and Gold Source Engine would also birth. I could talk about Valve's masterpieces all day, but what is one game that Valve simply gave up on? A game in which still has a thriving community of old heads and new players. Valve's most forgotten community would not exist without Valve's forgotten shooter. Day of Defeat Source is an online multiplayer first-person shooter developed by Valve, where players engage in team-based combat set in World War II. It serves as a modernized version of the original Day of Defeat game, transitioning from the older Gold Source Engine to Valve Source Engine. This brought updated visuals and game models. The game was launched for Microsoft Windows on September 26, 2005, primarily distributed through Valve's Steam platform, with EA handling retail distribution. The game's development, announced in February 2005, initially aimed for a faithful adaptation of Day of Defeat, but evolved to include tweaks and new features. Valve utilized Day of Defeat Source to showcase advancements in the Source engine, such as high dynamic range, rendering, and cinematic effects, and much, much more. Players are divided into two factions, the US Army and the Wehrmacht, each offering 6 player classes, and impressive graphics and audio. Over the years, the game would develop a cult-like following of old and new players alike. But what happened? A lack of updates and content being added would surely lower the player base significantly. However, when looking at Steam charts and seeing the average player base, something is weird. Player base practically went stagnant. Players come and go but never truly leave. Day of Defeat Source player count may be a little off because of box versions of the game owned. However, who are these players and why are they so committed to this game? So I decided I would go and talk to someone who knew more than I did, so I can find out why these players keep coming back.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes I can. So yeah, tell us your name and how long have you been playing for?
Yeah, I've been playing as Quester all these years. I was active in the European scene. Not a well-known player. I'm just an average player trying to be 37, you know.
So you said you've been playing since like 2003, like before like Day of Defeat.
Yeah, I think it was around that time that the Source version came out. Before that, there were plain DoD and 1.0, which came a so-called final DoD version from Valve, and they started selling it on Steam. But before that, it was just a mod, and you can download it and use it on the Half-Life 1 engine. And that is where I started off. And it didn't have all these. Yeah, it didn't have the classes like Rock, and they didn't have the Brits like the final DoD version had.
Yeah.
On some maps. Big differences, of course, in graphics and how the engine acted at all, netcodes and all that stuff.
Favorite gameplay aspect of the game would be?
Yeah, I try to help the team the best I can.
Yeah.
But it's hard. In the public server, it's hard because most people are more interested in themselves, their own goals, their own play style and stuff. And of course, there are stuff I hate.
What would that be?
Well, you know, there are certain classes that I find a little too easy to use. Like I don't know, a lot of elite players would would laugh at me for saying it, but well, the sniper rifle is too easy. You have this big ass scope. You can see everything. You can hide,
Yeah.
and you can And the KPD players love that because they can just rack up the kills and make people think they are good. But you know, then I'm a more of a rifleman or assault, like the support class.
Hell yeah.
Bar and STG. Those two are my main things.
Hell yeah.
And then you have the classes that shouldn't be in the game at all, like the rocket. It's just stupid because the maps are too small for a rocket really to be to have anything to do there at all. There are no tanks or vehicles or stuff like that to shoot at. So.
Oh yeah. So would you say they're the people in these kinds of servers are very welcoming to like newer players or even returning players?
Yeah, I would say that. They are welcoming, happy bunch really. A lot of older guys like me. I'm in the 50s, so
yeah.
And there are a few of those on those servers, and maybe that makes it easier for me to be around them because you kind of know they have had the life, they have experienced things, so they are kind of a little bit more mellow, I guess.
Yeah.
Although I think sometimes they could be a little harsher to certain people.
Well, yeah, I'm
Personal
sure.
opinion.
Yeah. Like, what keeps you coming back to the game and everything, really?
I feel more at home in that game. Maybe it's just because I know it the best.
Yeah.
I know what to expect and stuff. I know what should not be allowed or should not be done. You know, maybe I'm just it's a habit kind of also. You know? But I was used with it this game, and it was my game kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know, and when you're been away for a while, kind of miss it, so you go back in, and I noticed that it's happening a lot. A lot of people are coming back and go again, and then coming back again, and they kind of can't forget it. They kind of miss it in some way. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something about that game that I don't know. You spawn fast. You can get back into the action after a few seconds. It's not a big deal if you die and all that. It's maybe that is what attracts me the most. I hate to sit there and wait when a CS game goes on or PUBG where you can have it takes minutes before you can get back into it. Most games these days are like that, and I'm impatient when I'm gaming.
I wanted to ask you, to future players coming into Day of Defeat Source, what would you tell them?
I would tell them leave behind your CS what's it called? Attitude.
Okay.
Don't be an ass. Just be nice. Try to remember it's a game that a lot of older veterans are playing this, and they're trying to make the best of the game when they play, and also don't be a belly fighter, please. Yeah, proning and all that in a corner just for kills, just to be an ass, just to make someone else's day miserable.
Yeah.
What's the point of that? If that is the way of having fun, if the fun for you is to make other people stay bad, well, then you can stay away.
The Day of Defeat Source community has a great group of people, not only within but running the servers and community boards. I believe some of the best gaming that can truly be found is the memories in which you can make in a smaller game like Day of Defeat. Yes, this community is small, unknown, forgotten. But is it really? There are still countless servers within the game and outside, hundreds and hundreds of people still actively playing, and with the price tag being so low, especially when on sale, why not give it a chance? This video is in high regards to cover not only one of my favorite Valve titles of all time, but one of my favorite communities. There is one thing I want you to take away from this video is, don't forget the little guy when it comes to gaming, the small communities, dedicated individuals who just want to see another day to play their small yet largely impactful game. And to all the new players coming to Day of Defeat, I end with these words.
Make it fun for other people just as much as for yourself. I mean, personally, to me, it is, if I can make the game fun for someone else, that is just as important as having fun myself.